Okay guys, my screen is visible to you, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first write down pin configuration of operational amplifier, because to deal with all the topics, first we have to learn about the basic things about IC741, which is your operational amplifier. Okay, your IC number for this is 741, and which is your operational amplifier. Right, we are doing all kind of analog operation by using this IC, and there is the significance behind the name IC741. There is the 7 active pin, 4 input pin and 1 inactive pin. That's why the name 741. Okay, so first we will learn about the pin configuration of this IC 741. So here one thing I will say guys, the different manufacturers are there to manufacture this monolithic IC. It is DIP type of IC. National Semiconductor, Fairchild are there to manufacture this IC. So you have to learn this pin configuration, and the name and the significance behind these pins are very important. You have to learn that very carefully. Okay. So give the heading as pin configuration of IC 741. Okay, just remember the IC number, IC 741 number. Then just a moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should start it from here, not from the top. 5, 6, 7 and 8. So here the internal structure is like this. Yeah, you have to draw this exactly like this. Okay guys, you just follow the screen along with me. So first you write down what is pin number 1. Pin number 1 and 5 are used for offset null. Pin number 2 and 3 are used for the input. So here I will write inverting input. Pin number 3 for non-inverting input. Okay, pin number 6 is for output. Pin number 7 is for positive supply voltage, that is called as plus VCC. In bracket you write plus 15 volt. Pin number 4 is for minus VCC. In bracket you write minus 15 volt. And pin number 8 is for no connection. Okay guys. Got it? So basically the op-amp is having 2 input and 1 output. Okay. So how the op-amp symbol, then only I will come for the description. How the op-amp, it looks like this arrow mark represents the unidirectional flow of current. That's why it is like this. So here pin number 2, 3 and 6, and here pin number 7, pin number 4. See, these are the 5 active pins of the op-amp. So once again you just write this is plus VCC, this is minus VCC, this is output pin, these are the input pins. Okay. Then come to the point of discussion. Here, first one, pin number 2. I'll discuss from pin number 2. It is for negative input, pin number 3 for positive input. And it is, or the op-amp has only single output which can be taken from pin number 6. Only single output pin with dual input pin and dual power supply. Okay. So this power supply range is plus minus 15 volt. It means 0 to 30 volt. Okay. Power supply. Which is 0 to 30 volt, or we can say plus minus 15 volt. Okay. Up to this only you can give your power supply. If you exceed the limit, what will happen? That gradually we will learn in your classes. Then come to the point. Here pin number 2 is used for negative input, as I said. So what is the use of that? In a simple manner only I will say, what is the name we are using for that pin number 2? Inverting input. So always remember, you have to properly draw the op-amp symbol. Don't miss any part. Whatever be the urgency, you have to put the sign. Okay. And here, suppose at pin number 2 I am going to give the supply while another pin is grounded, and this is pin number 6. At a time one input can be active, not both. When we are using both the input, at that time what will happen, that we will learn later. Now for the present case, suppose we are going to apply a positive input voltage at the pin of 2. Okay, this is our P in supply. Suppose we are going to apply this. What will happen? I'm just roughly telling you guys. Clearly we will learn about the derivation behind and justification behind this. So guys, are you watching my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, why the name is called inverting means this positive voltage we are applying, but we are applying at the negative input. While pin number 3 at here it is grounded. Okay, so what will happen? The output will become like this. Okay, what kind of output you are getting here? Inverted output. That's why the name for this configuration is inverting configuration. Okay, then second one. The next one, another one. If I will apply the input at pin number 3, or I can say the non-inverting input or positive input, what will happen to the circuit? The same positive input, suppose you are going to apply it here. And this is pin number 6, B out. So this will give rise to an amplified output, but without phase shifting. So that's why it is called as non-inverting input. Okay, previously we have the 180-degree phase shift is there, but in the second case there is no phase shift. That's why the name we have given. When the pin number 3 is active, or the positive input or the non-inverting input is active, at that time the output will become like this. And when the inverting input pin is active, at that time the output will become like this. Guys, you got this?
Yes, ma'am.
Whether you are
Yes, ma'am.
writing this or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now about 1 and 5. Pin number 7 and 4 you got. These are the power supply pin. Okay. Power supply pins are different than the input pins. Don't take it as the same. Okay. Then first I will discuss about pin number 1 and 5. Then only I will come for this pin number 7 and 4. Once again I will come back. So these are the offset null pins. Suppose because of the manufacturing effect or some external effect, there is the fluctuation at the output. So to control that, we have to apply offset voltage at pin number 5. So these are also called as the input pins. Okay. So at here we have to apply this offset voltage to control that fluctuation. Okay, or to balance the output. So that is the use of the offset null. And pin number 8 at here is no connection, means to balance the IC onto the board, because you can observe that whenever we are learning the pin numbers, okay, that is not labeled as odd number. Always it is labeled with even numbers like 8 pin, 14 pin, 16 pin, like that only. Okay, so that's why to balance this or to fill the gap in the DIP package of the IC, this pin has been made. Okay, then power supply. Once again I'll come pin number 7 and 4. So that's why the next figure will be about op-amp symbol. Already you just label this as open symbol. Now the next figure will be about power supply connection. This is called as op-amp symbol. In short form, we are calling operational amplifier as op-amp symbol. Okay. Then power supply connection. What is the op-amp symbol? You remember that, no? So along with that, I'm going to draw some additional line. How does it work? Actually, this is very important. If you realize the circuit in hardware, in software also you have to follow the same connection. While operating your lab, this thing is very important. Okay. So this is pin number 2, 3. This is 6. Then how the power supply is connected? Guys, don't go for the lines here. I think alignment is not proper. That's why it is running somewhere else. I have to reinstall this one. So this is positive, this is negative part. Again, because this is pin number 7 or plus VCC side, that's why the positive part will be connected to plus supply or positive end of the pin. Because in the power supply, if you remember, two ends are there, positive and negative. Similarly, for pin number 4 side, what you have to do? The negative pin should be connected first, then only the positive pin is coming. It means if you see the negative from the 7th side and the positive from the 4th side, this must need to be grounded. Okay, just remember this thing. In that way only you can make the circuit to operate for the power supply connection. Okay, and this is all about the power supply connection of IC 741. Okay. Guys, if you remember, for one side of power supply plus minus is there, another side also plus minus is there. Okay, so one is for plus BCC side, right? Another one is for minus BCC side. Minus means this minus is connected for 4 and this plus is connected for pin number 7. And how do we give the ground connection to the circuit? In this way. Okay. The next one, equivalent circuit model of op-amp or equivalent circuit of IC741. Okay, equivalent circuit model. So as I said, this is dual input. Directly I am drawing at here. The input offers a very high input resistance value. Okay, so this is for negative, this is for positive. And here a differential resistance value is there, which is called as RD, in between the two node, in between the two voltage node V1 and V2, and the differential input voltage is VD. Okay, and here one more type of arrangement is present. Guys, this should be inside the figure. If you are getting space, you draw like this. And here the output resistance is connected, which is called as R0. Okay, and here we are getting the source as gain AVD. V0 equal to gain. Here A is the gain, V is the differential input voltage, okay. So this represents the output voltage. So here you have to write something. Typically the differential resistance or input resistance is of the value of 2 mega ohm, so that you can imagine how much the input impedance for your IC741. Okay, so it is RD value is of 2 mega ohm. Okay, and what about the R0 value then? This is R, guys. Okay, don't consider this as gamma. Only 75 ohm. It offers a high input impedance, or input impedance of op-amp is very high and output impedance is low. In ideal case, we have to consider this output impedance as 0 for ideal op-amp, but practically it never 0. It poses some value which is of the value of 75 ohm. Okay, and it offers some gain value. Suppose the gain can be represented as small a or capital A. Okay, it is your choice. So this value is from the range of this one, 200 volt per millivolt. Volt will get cancelled out, guys. Okay, so the abbreviation term also I am writing for RD is differential input resistance. Okay, and this is R0 is differential output. Okay, and here VD means V1 minus V2. VD is nothing but the difference in between two voltage, V1 minus V2. Okay, so generally we know that the output voltage equation is the multiplying factor of gain into input voltage. So here we have the gain of A and input voltage is all total VD. We cannot take the V1 or V2 individually. We have to take the difference in between them. That's why this is V naught equal to gain into VD or AVD. So what is VD? Yes, guys, what is VD?
V1 minus V2.
From this equation you tell.
V not divide by A.
We not by
Yes. Output voltage by gain or V naught by A. You remember all these things. Okay. It means input voltage is nothing but the ratio in between output voltage and the gain. So if you want to control the V naught, which parameters are responsible for this? Gain and which one?
Gain
VD.
and input voltage, ma'am.
gain.
Yes, yes. The difference in between that voltage altogether you have to take. Okay. Up to this you got, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then next one we are going ideal op-amp model. This is the basic practical information I have given about the IC 741. The next one is the ideal operational amplifier model. Okay. So what is the difference in the real op-amp and practical op-amp? You may observe it from here. The same model only I am drawing, but here the value will be different. So here current inside the op-amp is 0. Okay, so this is the VD. Then here we are getting no AVD. So here for ideal operational amplifier, gain is infinite. Okay, RD value, what about the RD value? This is V naught, V out. RD value is infinite. So what should be the current? Current cannot pass towards the operational amplifier because for the ideal op-amp, in practical case it is 2 mega ohm, but in the ideal case it is infinite. If the resistance is of such a high value, so how do you
Open
imagine the flow
circuit,
of
ma'am.
current?
Open circuit. Open
Open
circuit, ma'am.
circuit.
Yeah, that's why only the current cannot flow inside the operational amplifier. Okay, and that's why we are writing both the current values are 0 towards the op-amp. Okay, and here just write RD value is null. There is no output resistance. Okay, sorry, R not value, huh? R not value. Okay, and here I1 equal to I2 equal to 0. And one more thing you just write, as I informed, A equal to infinite. What about the VD, guys? As per the previous equation you have been written.
0.
V naught by
V naught by A.
infinity,
0.
no?
Yes, ma'am. V naught by infinity.
Yeah. So this thing you have to remember very carefully. For ideal op-amp, difference input voltage is 0. Input impedance is infinite. That's why the current is 0. And op-amp gain is also infinite. This thing you have to remember very carefully. Okay. All the things. Up to this you got, guys. So here actually to minimize the loading effect, okay, or to minimize the loading, a well-designed voltage amplifier, it must draw negligible amount, or I can say ideally zero current from the input and zero resistance to the output load. Okay, that's why we have to assume that, yeah, the current should be 0 because it is already posing that RD is infinite and R0 is 0. Then the last topic I will take, characteristics of ideal op-amp. Characteristics of ideal op-amp. Just write down few points you have to
Ma'am, in
remember.
this,
Hmm.
ma'am, V1 equals to V2 now for this ideal one.
V1 equal to V2. That's why only the VD is 0, no?
Yeah, ma'am.
When two things are equal, there should not be any difference in between them, right? When the twins are there, means for example only I am saying, when you and your friend both are looking equal, characteristic also equal, so there is no difference in between you and in your with your friend, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the reason. Okay, so next you write characteristics of ideal op-amp. Okay, so what are the parameters coming under the characteristic? Only 3 we have to remember properly. First one, open loop voltage gain. For the ideal case and for the real case or practical case. Okay, so here open loop voltage gain, it represented as AOL, gain with OL symbol means open loop voltage gain. Okay, which is infinite for the ideal one, and practically it is already I told how much it is, 2 mega ohm. Okay, no, mega ohm not right, this is for about your
Some
yeah
200
no
volts
unit,
per minute.
yeah, you just write 2 into 10 to the 5 you write, that is I was talking about the resistance, input resistance, okay, or input impedance. Then second parameter, output impedance.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, somebody is telling your voice is not clear.
Ma'am, for the practical one, the gain should be like 200 volt per millivolt, right?
What I said,
2
open
to the
loop
power
gain.
5.
Okay,
10
ma'am.
to the power
Fine,
5.
got it.
Then the output impedance. What is the output impedance for the ideal one? Just now I discussed. Yeah. Practical one.
2 mega ohms.
Huh.
Sorry, 75 ohms.
Yeah, 75 ही होगी. For that closed loop and open loop configuration, these things are same. Okay. For the ideal case, it is 0. For the practical case, it will be within the 75 only. If suppose the things are increasing, that's why we have to use the offset null voltage to control the parameter externally. Okay. Then input impedance. What I said, ideally it is infinite. Practically it is
2 meg.
these three things you just remember. Because the open loop gain is very high in the ideal case, or I can say both in the open loop and what I can say, ideal and practical case, it is very high. This property we have to control by using the feedback into the circuit. Okay. So how do you control the gain? By using feedback loop with operational amplifier. Okay. Actually, that is our topic. From that only we can study the real-time implementation of op-amp with other circuits. Okay, guys. That's why this value you have to remember. Then the next one, open loop model and voltage transfer characteristic. The last one, just keep patience. Okay. Because the next class I'll go for closed loop model. Guys, 1 minute, guys. I have to tell you something. 15. Monday there may not be class because I have FAT invigilation duty, and 18 Thursday today also it is very rare for me. Means next week I'm talking about next week 15 and 18 I may
No,
not
it's
take
next coming week.
Yes,
It's not next week, it's next coming week.
next coming week and next week, what is the difference in between that?
Like 11th is next week, right? 11th Thursday is next week and 18th is next coming week, right?
Oh, we are in this week only, just 4th. Okay, initial class, no? Yeah. So in the 3rd week of February. Okay, now it is correct. Just you remember the dates 15 and 18. The classes may not be possible because I may not send you message also. I have some invigilation duty, FAT duty for your first year students. Okay. So class may not be there for these 2 days. Morning classes only. Afternoon, if suppose lab is there, I will take that. So afternoon 2 o'clock lab is there, I think. Those who belong to that lab slot, it will be there. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, then come to the point. Open loop model or configuration and voltage transfer characteristic we are going to learn. Open loop means without feedback. So closed loop means with feedback. So here AOL represents the output, open loop gain, AOL. B2, B1 model. Okay. Then voltage transfer characteristic. This is VD and this is the V0. Okay. So here, if I will draw the curve in between these two, it will cross the axis and this will be like this. Okay, so this is saturation point. Okay, and here also in negative direction also it will be saturated. How means minus Vsat and this is plus Vsat. If you increase the voltage, okay, power supply also some limit is there, 0 to 30 volt, but with respect to V1 and V2, if we are going to get the VD, and this will represent your plus VCC part and this will represent your minus VCC or VEE part. So what will happen gradually when you increase your power supply beyond the prescribed limit, it will be saturated. It won't function out. Okay. So there are some peak point of voltages. Beyond that, we may not increase this. Always remember this saturation point. If you increase beyond the plus minus 15 volt, your output will become saturated. This is called as voltage transfer characteristic. How it is means we will learn this. Okay, don't worry about it. In next class and all, I'll tell you why the curve is like this. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. If you have any doubt up to this, you may ask. Otherwise, I'll take the things in next class only. So those who are present in this class, you just type yes in the chat box for the attendance. Today I have attended one fellow in the class. Guys, have you drawn all these things? Have you written?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you copied?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm coming to the main window only. I'll stop sharing. Yeah, I have added one new person, no? Whether you are attending the class, Ila or something, I forgot the name.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yashwant, ma'am.
Okay, so when you added into the class?
Yesterday, ma'am.
Yesterday. Yesterday you registered. Up to
Yes,
yesterday
ma'am.
the attend drop was there or still it is there?
I don't know, ma'am. Yesterday morning.
Yesterday was the last date, ma'am.
Fourth, no? Up to fourth.
No, ma'am, up to 3.
Up to third,
3,
third.
ma'am. Third midnight.
Okay. Because see, frequently if you change add and drop means how do you know? How do I know that I have to add you in the lab or theory classes? It is very difficult for me also, no? Those who are lazy, they won't inform, but it's good of you. You have informed me. But night itself, you can inform me, no? When you added night.
Ma'am, I am added in morning, afternoon section, ma'am. Yesterday afternoon.
That you can inform, no?
So many members are adding at night, ma'am. Midnight or night 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. That's why I waited, ma'am.
Okay. No issue. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, guys, have a nice day. If you have given your attendance, you may leave. Always remember the attendance will be considered those who have given the attendance within the class time, not beyond my class time. Suppose I am taking the class up to 8:40 means within that those who will give the attendance, I will consider that. Remaining, I will not consider. Okay. Okay, guys, you may leave.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.